What's up, everybody? I came across a fake article, what I believe is a fake article, a nonsense article about land disputes where Ghanaians are complaining about Black Americans, specifically in the Cebu area, driving up land costs. First, let me explain. I call it fake. I call it, um, my opinion, allegedly not a real article because it's obviously written by ChatGPT. And no disrespect to the writer, to the reporter, but you can't just be chat gpt and stuff and throwing it in there. You have to be more responsible and more ethical as a journalist or a writer, because even if you did do the work for this article, it's it's so terrible because it's a chat gpt article. Let me scroll by the name. But pretty much he's discussing that, since the influx of Black Americans moving to Ghana, that that is driven up the cost for Black Americans. And what I want to do is that I'm just going to go through this briefly, but then I'm going to supplement it with two credible articles from credible news sources. And it just started taking me down a rabbit hole, because what I do believe is that not enough Black Americans are doing their homework on prices and fees and costs of living in Ghana, in African countries. And it is hurting the economy. It's hurting me as a Black American who know the Ghanaian prices when new Americans move to the area and just pay outrageous prices. Or even in the dating world where you know what Ghanaian women will accept, and then a new American will come around and just spend 50 and 100 times on a woman that and it's outrageous. And it's saying this one guy over here, he got like 8 women in apartments and brought like 12 phones, and it's like, bro, like you just here doing whatever. So just don't laugh, but it throws off the economic balance of a country. So what about the locals? Then when xenophobia hits, then you find places like Zimbabwe who kick foreigners out of their country and say they taking all the jobs, or people come in and taking all people women, then you put other people's lives in danger. So it was inspired by this fake article. First he start talking about daydreaming and, oh, this is obviously a chat gpt story. Let me tell you how to know when somebody's using chat gpt too much. You always see this pause, the little hash right here, the line, the pause. Look, the pause. You always see the pause. You always see the pause. This is chat gpt. Nobody uses these pause. This is chat gpt. This is the pause. This is him talking about, I guess he's supposed to write saying that, they use trigger words like George Floyd. I'm sure Marcus Johnson is not a real person. I think this is all made up. Johnson had always dreamed of standing on African soil. As a child growing up in Atlanta, Georgia, he would sit cross legged on his grandmother's floor, listening to stories about the motherland. The pause. A place of royalty. This is a fake story. So, like I said, I'm only entertaining it because it did spark something, a real legit problem. Pause again. So then they talk about the year return. And then also, when somebody's using chat GP is when they just keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. A lot of us, a lot of us who still read, we have to learn when somebody's using chat gpt, because then you find out that a lot of stuff isn't real. A lot of stuff is made up. A lot of these names and a lot of these people aren't real names and aren't real people. These journalists are not doing a real job. They just making stuff up. And I think it's an ethical thing that we have to, you know, consider when we figure out what's a real news source. So even when he starts saying these names and these Ghanaian names, I don't know if these stories are true. So basically what this article is talking about is that with Black Americans moving to Ghana is driving up the prices of real estate, is driving up the prices of land. I don't know if this is a real, I don't know if this is a real paragraph or not, but land prices have tripled in the past few years, Osei explained. A plot of land that used to cost between 1,500 CDs and 3,000 CDs is now going for 12,000 to 18,000 CDs. We can't compete with the dollars these people bring. I also don't think this article is real because There's the foreign price and then there's the local price. There's the foreign price and then there's the local price. So yeah, they may not sell you the land because they know they can sell it to a foreigner. Not necessarily they won't sell you the price. They only going to give you the price at that high. It's like that, but at the same time, I'm not even going to waste no more time on this anymore. But I did want to give it credit because I thought it was a real article at first, and I was maybe like a paragraph or two in, and then I hit the listen button, and then the listen button turned it into something else. But this was an article from the New York Times. I don't want to lose the place where I was, but this is an article from the New York Times. And this is one of the most powerful lines that I've ever read. And this lady right here said, she's an American, she's staying in Rwanda. And she says, unlike Portugal and Ghana, where an influx of foreigners drove up costs, Rwanda does not have enough newcomers to produce such a negative economic impact. And it's a thing that I believe where it's obvious that once so many Americans come in and they don't know the price and they don't know how to negotiate, or people come for a month, 2 weeks, 3 months, blow all their money and leave, you're making things harder for us who live here and who know the prices. You can build relationships with people. You can build relationships with people. But these people transition, these people come, these people go. And then they hire new workers, and then all new workers come back and think you're American again and start overcharging you. I recently got called a brony by somebody at a store that I've been going to for a couple of years now. They was just somebody who I guess a family member or something. A family member who how do I explain the story? A family member who I guess decided to stay there and help them with the store while they was there. And ever since that person came in, all of a sudden all the prices for me started skyrocketing. And if one time somebody else was there and the person was telling me the real price and all I heard was tree, or whatever language they were speaking, I heard a Bruni. And then the other lady was like shocked that she said that and then just kept her mouth shut. And then the lady just started skying up the price. I reported her to the other lady. I said, nah, the lady called me a brony. The lady always jacking up the prices. And I pointed out, I was like, yo, she charged me this for this, this for this, this for this. And the nice people was like, oh, they can't really turn on you. They can't really turn on their native Ghanaian, their native brother and sister in person. But I'm sure they spoke to the lady behind closed doors. But even still, like, even with my citizenship, even though you have citizenship, you're still a foreigner. But generally speaking, what I really wanted to just discuss is that if you're interested in moving to Ghana, if you're interested in moving to a foreign country, learn how to negotiate, learn the real prices. You might save money with a lawyer. You might save money if you get a third party to negotiate on your behalf. Because when you come here, you just start blowing money and you just, you're messing up the ecosystem. You're messing up the economy. And a lot of you people, you're not even dedicated enough. And then you always talk about, oh, everything's so expensive. No, you're blowing money. You're paying 20, 40, and 50 times going rates. You paying 50, you're paying, I'm gonna use American dollar. Let's say you pay $50 for a taxi. I know we have Uber and Uber and stuff like that, and Lyft and stuff like that. But let's say you pay $50 for a taxi because they told you it was $50, but the locals is traveling for $3 and you pay 50, and then I come in, I know it's $3. They be like, oh, 50. Oh, you Americans pay 50. You're like, no, you probably found some American who ain't no better who pay 50. The price is $3. And then all of a sudden you're cheap, you're a bad person. So that's all for now. Let's talk again soon. Peace.